The night of surprises and surprises and surprise after surprise after surprise. Wow, I was just feeling really overwhelmed at one point thinking, oh my goodness, there's so many surprises in this whole show. And I liked it. What's going on, everyone? It's your boy here, Apollo, from Down, Down to Up, Up. What's going on in the Apollo Nation today? It is Monday, the day after the Royal Rumble 2018. And I'm feeling a lot better about it than I thought I would be. So, I can't complain. It has been an amazing weekend of wrestling. It hurts now that it's come to an end, and you know, you wait for a weekend like this for so long, and then when it's over, you're just feeling like, oh, that's it. I'm not ready for it to end right now. Come on, but thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. Talk Apollo Talking. It's time for my review and the results of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, matching up to my predictions quite well for YouTube. So I'm happy about that. But let's dive right into it now. This is probably going to be longer than a lot of other my videos because I'm going to go through the Rumble step by step and give you my opinion on it all. I obviously have what I need right here to remind me of entry numbers and whatnot. So enough talk. I think we should just get right into this. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go and let me know what you think in the comments below. Here we go. Okay, so obviously we had the kickoff show. No surprises here. Nothing major, in my opinion. We started off with the Cruiserweight six-man tag team match, which was Kalisto, Grand Metalik, and Lince Dorado versus TJP, Drew Gulak, and of course, Gentleman Jack Gallagher. I was still a little bit disappointed that for some reason Hideo Itami was not in this match. If he's injured, fine. I am not really one to follow 205 Live often. Um, every week. So it was what it was. There was a funny little spot where I believe Drew Gulak was trying to convince Jack Gallagher not to jump off the second rope. You know, like his whole no flips rule, no dive rule. Oh, it was just funny. I still like that kind of gimmick that he has. And no surprises, as I said. The Faces won. A little roll through sequence led into a Selena del Sol from Kalisto to TJP. 1, 2, 3. Faces win. I swear the Faces in Cruiserweight tag team matches on the pre-show always win. So, no surprises here. A little bit of dissension after the match between TJP, Gulak, and Gentleman Jack Gallagher, but nothing bad. I noticed after though, Rusev just came out for some reason while they were showing the pre-show panel, and he was just getting a pop. Oh, it was funny. Oh, it was just really funny, and obviously he's still really over. And as for the panel itself, it consisted of a few people like Jerry the King Lawler at one point, I believe, JBL, Alundra Blaze, Ric Flair, just talking about some experience in the Rumble, what they think is going to go down tonight, and whatnot. Kevin and Sammy were really funny on the pre-show, doing a live Twitter reading, I think, from questions from the King, Renee Young, and oh man, it's comedy. They're great. They're great. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm probably going to be like doing this the whole video. It just feels like there's something in my eye. Don't you hate that feeling? Anyway, moving on. Second match of the pre-show. Again, no surprises. It was the Club versus the Revival. Like I said, no surprises. Gallows was taken out, just basically running into the post by himself, missing one member of the Revival. They had been working on Anderson's leg most of the match. The ending was kind of a letdown. It was just a chop block by Dash Wilder, I believe, to Carl Anderson, and just the pin, and that was it. No shatter machine, no submission, just big old chop block. It is what it is. It's the pre-show. So I'm not really going to go that much into complaining, but the Revival did need that win, so I'm really happy they picked it up. Afterward, we had the third and final match of the pre-show. It was the United States Championship Open Challenge. Bobby Roode defending against a surprise opponent. I was hoping this would be used a little bit better than the Bloody Obvious, just a little bit better. I forget who I said in my YouTube predictions, if anybody, but in the end, it was just Mojo Rawley, a guy that Roode had already beaten in the tournament to win the title. So it was kind of a letdown, but again, it was the pre-show. I liked this match a little bit better than their match on SmackDown, though. Um, at one point, I was thinking, oh, wait a minute, don't tell me Mojo's going to win, because he threw Rude into the post and then went for that forearm in the corner. But Rude countered it, got the glorious DDT. It didn't look like he connected with it much. It was off of the second or top rope. But either way, it was it. 1, 2, 3. Bobby Roode still the United States champion. No complaints here. Okay, now let's go to the main show. Kicking off the show, we had the WWE Championship. Are you kidding me? That kicked off the main show. That really let me down. I didn't so much want a Royal Rumble to kick off the show, but I didn't want the World Championship to kick off the show. Even though out of all the matches, I can understand why that was first, but I just didn't see a point in it. I did not see a point in it. They had 2 tag team title matches that they could have started the show with, but they chose to start it with this. So I wasn't too happy about that. The match itself, though, it was fine. Kevin and Sami played a lot of mind games in the first few minutes, tagging in and out like constantly, really infuriating AJ Styles. Styles was holding his own most of it, though. He did get a forearm at one point, but that wasn't enough because there were so many breakups in this match, too. But then what happens? Oh, it worried me. But at the same time, I understand why the feud was continuing. It was good not to see McMahon or Bryan around ringside and their shenanigans and whatnot. It was just the 3 players and the ref. So what happened was, I believe Sami Zayn was on AJ Styles' shoulder, trying to tag in Kevin. The referee turned for one instance. Kevin pretended that he was tagged in, and the referee acknowledged it. And AJ Styles was thrown outside. Kevin went for the pop-up powerbomb. Styles countered with a roll-up, the same he used to beat Kevin on SmackDown for the U.S. title a bit ago, for that AJ retained. And the ref counted it. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles keeps the WWE Championship. I'm fine with that. That's great. But then Kevin complains to the ref saying, I'm not the legal guy. Oh, it hurt for so many reasons. One, yes, the referee missed it, but there was no tag. There was no tag. Kevin should not have come in. And second, Kevin, you were the one that came in, man. And they complained back to Shane backstage, just whining and complaining constantly, which is still funny from both of them. And they asked if Shane McMahon watched it. Shane finally spoke. So you're asking if I watched it? Yep. That was just kind of funny. Anyway, moving on to the second match of the night. Surprisingly, they got both 2 SmackDown only matches out of the way first, because next was the 2 out of 3 Falls match for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships, which I believe should have started the show. Okay, I have mixed feelings about this, mainly because, one, it was good. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. 2, the Usos won 2 straight. 2-0. I love the Usos. I am not going to be complaining about the Usos. But really, I was putting in some faith on this show. I was really hoping that Gable and Benjamin could just get something, you know? But it seems like that's not where they're going. It could be the Bludgeon Brothers next for the Usos. It could be the Authors of Pain for all I know. But no, man, it was the first leading up to the first fall was great. They had a lot of spots going great, like the splash super kick combos. It wasn't enough. The finisher from Benjamin and Gable, that power bomb while Chad jumps off to do the clothesline, not enough. But finally, the Usos got a lot of kicks in on Gable, got the pin. They went for a double splash. That didn't work. Looked like Gable and Benjamin seriously taking advantage. They hit their finisher on the outside to one of the Usos. I believe it was Jimmy who took it outside. And then it looks like they're about to hit it on Jay, but Jay gets a roll-up and knocks off Gable. Wow, man. I love the Usos, but Benjamin and Gable, what happened? What happened, man? I just felt sorry for them after that. But, again, the Usos are great, and I understand why they were still champions. I just don't think it should have been 2-0. It hurt a little bit. It really did. Even in the back earlier, Rollins and Jordan were in the back, and then Gable and Benjamin stepped in, like reminiscing of old times, throwing a little bit of shots at each other, a few disses. But in the end, oh man, you should not have been cussing out Jordan, because look what happened to you guys. Anyway, moving on, we then had the men's Royal Rumble match. That really surprised me. In my opinion, I did not really know what was going to be the main event, but I did not think that the men's Rumble would go on third. I was thinking if they were going to do a Rumble, either open the show with it, I wasn't exactly up for that, or put it on fourth. Because I was thinking the Lesnar match would go on for a bit longer, it did not, so I do understand now why. The Royal Rumble match for the men's was third, and I really enjoyed it for a number of reasons, and I think a lot of other people did too. This is a year where I don't think the men's Royal Rumble had such lasting negative impacts. I think we made it through in a really good way. Anyway, now is the time where I'm actually going to need a little bit of assistance from paperwork. So, kicking off the Royal Rumble, and by kicking off I mean entrance 1 and 2. By the way, Jerry Lawler was on commentary again. He made a little funny botch when he said, "Oh man, this is a great Rumble Royal," something like that. It was just funny. It's just still funny to see King back on commentary once in a while. Anyway, the first entrant was Rusev, introduced by Aiden English. Oh man, sorry. Oh man. I felt like I was, you know that feeling when you think you're going to cough, but you don't? Not fun. Anyway, so Rusev was number 1. And then, number 2, Finn Balor. That surprised me. It was good. I felt like we saw a really strong 1 and 2. Rusev in the sense of he's over so much, and Balor in the sense it's Finn Balor. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. Now, this is how you start a Rumble. Finn Balor's first ever Rumble, mind you. Now, I'm going to try to go through everything the way I remember it because I haven't rewatched it yet or anything. So, good start. Then out came Rhino. I wasn't expecting Rhino or Slater to be in this thing, so that was a surprise to me. Rhino got number 3, and out he came in Philadelphia. Nice little pop. And then Baron Corbin came out number 4. And wow, he got eliminated quickly. That was sad to see. I'm not sure if he eliminated Rhino, but I think Rhino did go out first. But then Corbin just got checked out. He got angry about it. He pulled out, now not eliminated, he pulled out Rusev and Balor and hit End of Days. I know he hit it on Rusev. I'm not sure what he did to Balor. Maybe he hit it on Balor too. Then out comes number 5, it's Heath Slater, and Corbin just knocks him down. And this was the running gag for a bit. Everyone who came out next just kept taking shots at Slater, except for Big E. He rubbed Slater's mouth with a pancake. But it was funny. It was funny. It was just funny that there was just running gag. I was thinking they were going to pull the Santino thing again. But no, it didn't go that wrong for Slater, but we'll get into that in a second. So, now, who's number 6, you might ask? Who gets the ring to themselves for a little bit? Who else but the WWE man himself, Elias. Good pop for him. He came out singing. He got some time to himself. It was really good to see because he did take a cheap shot at Slater too. As I said, the next few people do. And Rusev and Balor were still out, so Elias just came in and sung, and we waited till number 7. And who was number 7? The first big surprise of the night in terms of in the Royal Rumble. Andrade Cien Almas, the NXT champion, the man that may have been part of the greatest performance of 2018 already in his match the night before with Johnny Gargano. Cien Almas came out. I could not believe it. This is the first time, I'm pretty sure, that a current NXT champion ever has entered a Royal Rumble. That blew me away. If it was anybody, I would think, okay, maybe Gargano, most likely Ono. Cassius Ono wasn't even in this thing. But Andrade Cien Almas comes out with Zelina Vega, his title. He gets the pop. He takes the shot at Slater, goes in, does some work on Elias. Oh man, it was awesome to see him. I could not believe it, but hey, it happened. It happened. And then number 8, who shows up? Bray Wyatt, coming in a lot earlier than the year before. And then Big E came in, the ring trying to fill up a little bit now, I'm pretty sure. And then number 10, Ty Dillinger again, or was it? They played Ty Dillinger's music, number 10 again, but it cut to the back, and there he was being assaulted by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Oh, Canadians just can't get along. But it was surprising to see Ty just get jobbed out, but I predicted he wouldn't have even been in the Rumble like weeks ago, and it actually happened in the end. But what surprised me was Sammy was the one who actually replaced him, saying, "I got this," left Kevin bewildered. Sammy just came out, just joined the Royal Rumble. Simple, simple. Um, then after, and I wasn't honestly sure if any of the past competitors from the show or the future competitors, because we had matches after this, obviously. Sheamus came out, and he made a poor choice. He threw in Slater, came in, and Slater eliminated him. Now I haven't checked, but can you guys let me know? Did Slater and Sheamus beat Santino's record of the shortest elimination? Because if they did, on Sheamus's birthday, oh my gosh, it was just so funny. It was ridiculously funny, and I can't complain. And then the next couple, nothing too surprising. We had Xavier Woods come out, second member of the New Day. Big E was still in. And then we had Apollo Crews show up, and like the match is just still going as is. Again, apologies if I missed some of the spots. I'm just trying to go through my head right now and what I have here on my paper. But then number 14 comes out, Shinsuke Nakamura. A lot of people's pick to win this whole thing, including my number 1 pick. So, no complaints. He came in. Good pop, good pop. I think at this point, Rusev and Balor might have gotten back in the match even before that. And then number 15 came out, Cesaro. And he did a little bit more work in there than Sheamus, understandably, because right after this was the Raw Tag Team title match. So, Cesaro coming in doing the work. Number 16, Kofi Kingston. Love that. Love that. All 3 members of the New Day doing their thing. And there's a great spot later. And then number 17 came out, Jinder Mahal. I wasn't sure if he was going to be in this, but he did. And Jinder Mahal just chucks out Woods and Big E. I was just like, oh, what's happening? No, I love the New Day. I love Jinder Mahal, but your boy's a fan of the New Day. But then they made up for last year with a lot more comedy. Because if you remember Kofi's spot from last year, he hangs onto the ring post, trying to keep his feet off the floor. At first, you didn't realize it was that impressive. It just looked like he was trying to avoid Corbin. It looked like he decapitated himself the way he jumped and his head hit the post. This year, Jinder knocks him out, but one of Kofi's feet lands on Xavier Woods, and then they get a plate of pancakes for Kofi's other foot to get in. Oh my gosh, it was funny. He comes in. I believe he did eliminate Jinder Mahal, but then right after, he got chucked out. So that was kind of sad. It seems like they always do that. Whenever Kofi survives something, like just a minute or less later, he just gets chucked out. But it was fun. It was really fun to watch. Then number 18, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins came out, and he did his thing too. He's got some new pants that look alright, you know, like the Burn It Down part of his music. It looked like one of Kane's old pants attires, a little bit. Anyway, and then number 19, we had Broken Matt Hardy. And it looked like for just a brief second that him and Bray Wyatt were teaming up. They were hitting some moves on other people, but then they start hitting each other and they eliminate each other instantly. They both go over the top rope. So that was a little bit disappointing. I was really hoping they team up because Bray just beat Matt Hardy on Raw last week. Just team them up now. I don't know. I don't see this feud doing anything else good. So now I'm going to complain about it. Anyway, moving on. Number 20, who did we get? Big match, John Cena. John Cena was number 20. He came out, the shovel in his hand, and he was ready to start digging and digging and digging. And by this point, I think quite a number of other people had been eliminated, like possibly Apollo Crews, Rusev, Sami Zayn, possibly. Um, yeah, yeah, just trying to think about it. Anyway, moving on. Number 21, another surprise, not quite as big as Almas. Hurricane Helms! What? That's really surprised me. Of all the legends or past comedy characters they could bring back, it was the Hurricane. Now, looking at the mask and trying to look at the face, was it Gregory Helms? I really hope it was Gregory Helms. I don't know, it just looked a little bit different to me. Either way, it was funny. He got his kicks in, but Cena just eliminated him quick. But it was just good to see the Hurricane. He got a good pop, too. Next up was Aiden English. Obviously, he's in this thing. He came down. Sadly, he did not get to team up with Rusev, but, you know, as is, as is. So, he comes in. But then, 23. Again, of all the people from NXT that could come in this, Adam Cole! Adam Cole shows up with tape around his ribs. Oh my god, his back took a punishment the night before in that Extreme Rules match. But he came out, Adam Cole, baby! And, oh, it was a good pop, and it was really good to see him, too. I don't think either of these NXT entrants in the Rumble are call-ups, but it was a big surprise to me. So, I'm looking forward to seeing Cultaholic Reactive. Check them out. Check them out. And then 24, it was the last year winner, Randy Orton, just one number shy of his winning number last year, 23. He was 24 this year. Hit some RKOs, fun stuff. And then Titus Worldwide came out, I believe, at number 25. 26 was followed by The Miz, fun stuff. And then 27. Now let me go back. 2014 was a year that hurt for a lot of reasons. CM Punk left. Christian had his last match in it. Batista left. Rey Mysterio left. Daniel Bryan got injured, vacated the title. It was a mix of what's happening in the wrestling world and who was just leaving. Even though the surprise return for this number, I've seen him wrestle in Lucha Underground. I've seen him wrestle in WCPW. I haven't missed him, but I've missed him in WWE. 27 was Rey Mysterio. Oh my gosh, I could not believe it. I could have cried. I could have cried. I've waited for him to come back to WWE for so long now. It was amazing to see Rey Mysterio come out, do his thing. You know, hit the 619, get the pops. I felt vindicated because the last match he had, he was booed in his match with Barrett. The last Rumble he was in, he was booed because people wanted Daniel Bryan, but they took their hatred out on Mysterio. Shameful. Shameful. But Ray came back. The crowd loved it. I loved it. It was a great feel moment. And I hope he's back at least part-time. Full-time would be great, but let's not keep our hopes up, okay? Anyway, then 28, Roman Reigns finally shows up. At this point, me and my friends were debating, is Roman in this thing? Because you think he would have come out by now. Oh, wait, no, here he is, 28. Ironically, the number that Batista won from twice. And who did Batista eliminate to win the 2014 Rumble? Roman Reigns. So Reigns comes out, does his thing, the shovel, full force. Superman punches for all. He goes after Miz right away. Funny spot with the Miz and the Miztourage. But sadly, the Miztourage could not keep the Miz in for the whole match. And, yeah, sorry about that. So then we had 29, Goldust. Wasn't expecting him, but not the biggest surprise in the world. But then 30. I was worried the whole match who number 30 would be. Jason Jordan for one, because of a rumor I heard of who the final four would be. There were just so many options. They were good, but I was thinking more on the bad side. Number 30 was Dolph Ziggler. Ironically, for some reason, a lot of people's pick to actually win this thing. I even went so far to make him my number 3 pick for my prediction. But it was Ziggler. He came out, got some super kicks. I think he might have got 1 or 2 eliminations. But obviously, no, he didn't win the Royal Rumble. He got chucked out at one point. I forget by who, but, sorry, number 30. But Ziggler was better than what it could have been, so I was fine with that. I didn't feel bad. And the surprises we saw earlier. So then it looks like we're getting down to the final 6-ish. Sadly, Rey Mysterio got thrown out. Adam Cole. Actually, I think it was Rey Mysterio who eliminated Adam Cole earlier, which was funny. Anyway, in the end, the final 4, Finn Balor, who's been in there since number 2, Shinsuke Nakamura, who's been in there since 14, fair, John Cena, number 20, Roman Reigns, 28. Vince's big faves versus the internet darlings. And we were all wondering, what's going to happen here? What's going to happen here? So, Balor was sadly the first one to go. I believe he was eliminated by Cena. Oh, that hurt, but I didn't really think he was going to win it. Great showing by Balor, though. And then it came down to Cena, Reigns, Nakamura. At first I was terrified. It looked like Cena and Reigns were just going to team up and chuck out Nakamura. But then they decided to fight a little bit. Nakamura then starting to come back. Kinshasa, out goes Cena. Nakamura eliminated John Cena. That was a really good feel moment. Okay, it stopped snowing. I've just been trying to pay attention the whole time. I gotta go out later. And then it's down to Nakamura and Roman Reigns. My number 1 and 2 pick for the Rumble. But, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble for 2018, Shinsuke Nakamura. He got Reigns with a Kinshasa and chucked him out. Oh, it felt so good. I should not be complaining if Roman Reigns wins an Elimination Chamber match for maybe a number 1 contender spot at Lesnar at Mania. It felt so good to see Nakamura feel like the big deal that he should be again. Because last year hurt for so many reasons. And I had already predicted that it would. But this year Nakamura has been reborn and I'm really, really happy about it. And afterward he got interviewed. He wants AJ Styles. We may be getting a Wrestle Kingdom rematch. AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. Will it be the main event? Sadly, I don't think so, because Roman Mania is looking for part 4. But that's okay. It's okay. We're not dealing with that yet, so calm down. Also, shout out to the Philadelphia crowd. Oh, you guys were great. You guys were fantastic. Now, that was the Royal Rumble. I would have made this a part 1 and part 2, but I really want to get through all my review now, so thank you guys if you're still here. Otherwise, take a break, maybe get some tea or some toast, whatever. What's your pleasure? Anyway, moving on, out of the Royal Rumble match, we now go to the Raw Tag Team Championships. This was hilarious to me. I picked the bar, I stuck by the bar, and it felt good at the end of the day. The bar picking up the W, winning their 4th. This is not number 4. Brain, can you please wake up? 4th Tag Team Championships for the bar, 5th overall for Cesaro. It was funny the whole match. Jason Jordan got chucked into the post early on, and it looked like he was playing that he had a concussion. Rollins was working the most of the match, which surprised me. He did the most in the Royal Rumble. Good spot in the Rumble, by the way. Reigns just turning on Rollins and chucking him out. It was just kind of I didn't hate that. I didn't hate that, honestly. Anyway, Rollins did most of the work. Finally, Jordan tags in, but he's just walking around like selling that he might have a concussion. He tags back out and looks like he's going to walk away. And Rollins takes the punishment. I believe it was a bro kick. And then what I call the Swiss noise, white noise, and Cesaro jumps off, Swiss noise. I think it's clever. And the bar pick it up. New tag team champion. That felt good to see. Now moving on to, believe it or not, actually, what I think was the worst match of the night. I didn't care for Lesnar, Strowman, Kane. It was what it was exactly predicted to be, and it was a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. It kind of helped that they did a lot of table spots, though. I really enjoyed those. And the chair shots worked well, too. All three men had their chances, but again, it was what it was. Strowman got chucked out, F5 to Kane, I think maybe on a chair, 1, 2, 3, Brock Lesnar keeps the championship. I wasn't impressed at all, and I was really happy to get through that. So yeah, again, for me, it was worst match of the night. Again, opinion. What makes us different, ladies and gentlemen? Our perspective and our preferences. So, moving on to the Women's Royal Rumble match. The main event. And I'll say one thing. Stephanie McMahon was on commentary. Thank God she didn't get in the match. But you want to know one thing that really helped me, guys? Because I heard she was bad. But notice how I said I heard. Me and my friends were so loud during the whole show, we weren't even listening to the commentary. So Stephanie was thankfully not a problem. Oh, that was just a miracle to get through. Anyway, now it's time to go through the Women's Royal Rumble. So, number 1 and number 2, I really like how they started this one as well. Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. Perfect. You have a big story right there. 2 horsewomen of the WWE, NXT. They had a great match at TakeOver a few years ago, and they're both on different brands. So I wasn't bored. And then out comes number 3, Sarah Logan, I believe, of the Riot Squad, and then Mandy Rose of Absolution. Sadly, Paige, we know she wouldn't be in the match, but she wasn't outside, like she wasn't in the arena in general, coming out with either 2 members of Absolution. So no surprises yet. But number 5, out comes Lita. Oh man, I knew it was going to be Lita coming out at some point, just because I figured there'd be one other surprise than some of the women we saw on Monday. But yeah, Lita wasn't on Monday. She wasn't on the 25th anniversary of Raw. Now she comes number 5. I'll say one thing. I heard a lot of comments about there's a lot of ring rust from a lot of the surprises in this match. I just think that's obvious. In my opinion, it was just nice to see them. WWE, in my opinion, did go way overboard with the surprises in this match. But it was really good for the crowd. But they just didn't call up as much from NXT as they could have. Like, no Peyton Royce, no Nikki Cross. They relied on the legends. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, in my opinion, they could have just cut back a little bit on the returns from the past. A little bit. Maybe like 3. Can we get like 3 instead that were NXT? A little bit more. Anyway, that's just my opinion. But number 6, right when I'm talking about this, Kairi Sane shows up, and it's her old music. Thank you very much. Keep her old music. It's the better music of the 2 that she's used so far. But then, okay, number 7, it was Tamina. A lot of people were just laughing at the white attire she was wearing. I didn't really care. I mean, just, you really have to judge that much sometimes? Anyway, she came out. But number 8, oh, good Lord. Number 8, it was Dana Brooke. And she just chucked out Kairi Sane. Oh, what happened? Why? Why did that happen? I felt bad, but at the same time, we were laughing way too much. Titus Brand picking it up. It was sad. Very sad to see. Dana Brooke, a woman who has now got a storyline as the manager or secretary or whatever for Titus Worldwide. I'm not sure what the role is. I apologize. Who hasn't even wrestled for weeks now, I think. Comes in the Rumble and chucks out Kairi Sane. No. Anyway, then, after Dana Brooke, it was Tori Wilson. She showed up. Good pop for Tori Wilson. And then after that, Sonya Deville, the other member of Absolution, came out at number 10. So we are 1/3 of the way there. Again, I apologize if I missed the spot. Number 11 was Liv Morgan, another member of the Riot Squad. Although at this point, quite a number of women had already been eliminated. I'll say one thing, they definitely didn't keep a lot of women in this match until, I guess, the very end. But you really couldn't tell because a lot of them were just rolling out of the ring the whole time. So, but then 12, this is what I wanted to see. After Hurricane Helms came out in the men's, I knew who I wanted to see in this match. Molly Holly showed up, former women's champion. It was good to see her. Got a really cool kind of 450 attack from the top rope. That was just a cool move to see. Good to see Molly Holly. And then next up, 13, good pop, we had Lana. Fun stuff. And then 14, Michelle McCool was in this. And she actually really pulled it out. I think she got 4 eliminations in that match. And she stayed in for quite longer than I would have thought. So more power to you. In the end, I think at this point we only had 4 women in the ring. I think it was I might be wrong about this. Actually, it was after number 15 when Ruby Riott came out. After all that, after quite a number of people have been eliminated, including Becky Lynch, that kind of hurt. We had Sasha Banks, Ruby Riott, Michelle McCool. Oh, I swear there was one more. Because it was 4 women who were in the ring at that point. It was Ruby Riott, Michelle McCool, Sasha Banks. Who was the 4th? Oh, this is hard. It might have been Tori Wilson, but I don't think it was. Maybe it was Molly Holly. Either way, we had 4 at one point. And then my friend predicted this. I didn't really think it was going to happen, but number 16, it was Vicky Guerrero. She comes out screaming, "Excuse me," really loud, like louder than she's been even when she was still with the company beforehand all the time. And of course, they grabbed her and chucked her out. But what she did after was just a little bit better. Then Carmella came out, doing the moonwalk in front of Vicky Guerrero, gloating. Vicky grabs Carmella's briefcase and just hits her with it. Vicky Guerrero, do not mess with the Guerreros. You've been told. Anyway, Carmella was on the outside. Then number 18 came out, Natalya. I believe blindsided Carmella as well, and then went in the match. And then number 19, it was Kelly Kelly. So Kelly Kelly's in this too, coming in. And I think at that point, Carmella might have rejoined the match. Good pop for Kelly Kelly too, former Divas champion. And then number 20, Naomi came in, and she had a really good spot later on. When I'll get to it. 21, it was Jacqueline. She was in this too. Jackie was in this too. Again, pulling out all the surprises. And then 22, out comes Nia Jax. She's cleaning house, getting maybe 1 or 2 eliminations, but a lot of people are going under the bottom rope. And it's at that point where Nia Jax throws out Naomi. She lands on everyone, but she grabs onto the barricade and hangs on. She goes over, walking across the barricade, to a chair. I thought she was going to do the pogo stick spot that Kofi did in 2013, but no, she has her legs on the chair and grabbing the floor, just pushing herself and pulling herself to the stairs. Oh, it was just a good spot. Really good spot. I was happy with that. But then after number 23, actually this possibly could have happened after the 20. Oh wait, no. Oh, now I'm getting all confused. I guess it's a debate when Naomi got thrown out. That happened at one point. But then 23, who did we get? NXT Women's Champion Ember Moon. What is going on? And she comes out just like Adam Cole, all bandaged up because Shayna Baszler nearly broke her arm the night before. But she's like, heck with this. I'm in this thing. Let's go. Let's go. Ember Moon gets in there. And then 24, I honestly forgotten about her, but 24 was Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix was in this thing. And her and Natalya even teamed up for a little bit. Not eliminating Nia Jax, but sending her under the bottom rope. So, it was just nice. They hugged it out. It was a good pop, because I remember that team. They won, I believe it was a tables match. It wasn't that good against Lake Cool, but it was a history kind of thing. Anyway, then Natalya slaps Beth Phoenix and eliminates her. Wow. Wow. Oh, man, some of the eliminations in this thing were crazy. And if you're still watching this, by the way, good power to you. And I hope you're not watching it all at once, because I think this is going over 40 minutes. Anyway, finally, number 25, the woman who everyone predicted, I think, except for some reason, Cultaholic, Ross, and Vegeta, for some reason, Asuka. Asuka finally came out, and the shots were fired. They had a great spot, Asuka and Ember Moon, just a reminder of, oh yeah, this was a good feud. A really good match to take over Brooklyn 3. And Asuka got another one up over Ember Moon and threw her out. So, there you go. Then 26, out come Mickie James. out came Mickie James. And it was just another good pop. She was wearing something different last night, so there you go. Just trying to get into the spirit of the Royal Rumble, change of clothes, whatnot. Um, and then 27 and 28. Oh my gosh. I wasn't expecting it. I just wasn't. It hadn't crossed my mind. Both Bella twins were in this match. It was a surprise to see them back, but I was not expecting both of them, let alone one. So the crowd was really fired up for that. And then, yeah, because Brie hasn't wrestled, I think, since 2016. So Brie coming out was even a bigger surprise. 29 then was Bayley. I sadly had forgotten all about Bayley. So when she came out, I was thinking, oh, it's Bayley. Okay, okay, great. I just forgot about her. And then we were waiting for 30. Again, I was a little bit worried. Stephanie McMahon was sitting right at the table. But I've already told you people that it was not her. And if you'd seen the match, you know. But then it crossed my mind, oh, wait a minute, Alicia Fox hasn't come out yet. But apparently, Alicia Fox suffered an injury during the, not the training, but the rehearsal of the Royal Rumble. Sorry to hear that, Alicia Fox. It was just sad that, she couldn't make it. But I was just worried that her coming out at number 30 would sour the mood. But Trish Stratus came out. That was good to see. If Lee could come out, then Trish could come out. She had a great spot with Mickie James, too. That was just really satisfying. I'm trying to think, actually. She did hit a double Stratusfaction on both Bellas, but I think, was it Mickie James who eliminated Trish Stratus? I can't remember now for some reason. I think Trish might have eliminated Mickie. I don't remember who eliminated Trish. Sadly. Could have been either or. Anyway, it was really good to see Trish. Again, though, no Peyton Royce, no Nikki Cross, no Caitlyn. I was really hoping Caitlyn would come out. I was a big fan of hers when she was a wrestler back 2012, 2013, that time period. But it was great to see Trish. Good feel moment at the end. But then we make it down to the final four. Both Bella twins. Asuka, and Sasha Banks was still in there. Yes, Nia Jax did get eliminated prior by, I think it was at least 6 people. So she did not make it to the final four. And again, though, another thing, Ronda Rousey was not in this match. I was thinking the whole time, oh my goodness, wait a minute, she's actually not in this match. I know she said she was going to film a movie, but I just thought she was a bad liar. But she wasn't in the match. But again, we'll get to that. So Sasha made a bad mistake, pushing both Bellas out of the way to get some shots on Asuka. Goes for the knees, but the Bellas just throw her out. Sorry, Sasha, you could not. Well, I guess she technically was the Iron Woman of this match, but you could not win. Final 3. This felt like the final 3 for the men's. Roman, Cena, Nakamura, Bella Twins, Asuka. But Nikki turned on Brie again. Hit the forearm. Out goes Brie Bella. Nikki saying, I got this. Closely eliminating Asuka. Both of them were on the apron. Nikki gets the forearm. Asuka stumbles. But then she just does this little half-ass kick. And Nikki just falls down. And Asuka wins the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. So the winning numbers this year were 25. 25 was won by Hulk Hogan at one point. Asuka's the second. But Nakamura has made some history. Number 14 has never won a Royal Rumble match, and Nakamura did it. But moving on to the Women's Royal Rumble. The whole time, Charlotte and Alexa Bliss were sitting ringside watching. Neither of them was in it, although I was wondering about Bliss. And then they both go in the ring. Asuka's looking at both of them. We're thinking, is she going to choose right now like Nakamura? But then out comes Ronda Rousey, and that crowd was loud. And the whole time I'm thinking, weren't you supposed to be in the match, Ronda? And apparently this was some really late planning, too. She comes out, and I think the greatest thing, the music she used, I remember it's from Shrek, because I remember watching that as a kid, and I recognized that music instantly. She had on one of, I think, Roddy Piper's jackets that she borrowed from Roddy's son, I believe. So that was kind of cool. And she's looking to shake hands with Asuka. Asuka wants none of it. She looks at the WrestleMania sign. She looks at both champions. She shakes Stephanie McMahon's hand and just walks away. What a weird ending. What a weird ending. But it was good for the pop. I didn't hate it, but at the same time, I was like, oh, what's going on here? Not sure. And that will do it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Royal Rumble 2018 is in the books, and I think we made it through okay. Again, that's just my opinion, but I think we made it through okay. The Elimination Chamber is next. We are on the road to WrestleMania 34. And I think we made it through what could have been the worst of it already. I hope. I hope. Thank you all for watching. If you made it through this whole video in one part, I salute you. I salute you. Now you go relax. You have a great day. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think if you have the time in the comment section below. Make sure to check out Cultaholic and What Culture for their reactions, their reviews, their predictions, everything. They're great. I will see you all in about a month for my Elimination Chamber prediction and the review afterward. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Keep it real. Nakamura and Asuka are going to WrestleMania.